Hello and welcome to a look at crazy cars from Titus. Please bear in mind what day of the week it is. You can probably imagine what's coming up. In crazy cars, you get to drive four different spiced up cars, driving different challenging routes. Well, challenging is probably a big word, but I just want to say a few things because there's certain companies that it probably sounds like I got a thing against. I have no interest in seeing a team or publisher, whatever, like a Titus fail. Being a gamer, being a consumer, why would I? It would be a bit like setting fire to your own house. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But the problem is when they keep releasing dribble after dribble after dribble after dribble to the paying public, it becomes challenging and not to start taking a quite negative viewpoint of said publisher. Let's go over the technical aspects of this game. The sound is, yeah, forgettable. The graphics, yeah, it is. What can I say? Um, the borders, they look like they've just been mixed together in some pixel blender and strewn across the sides of the screen to give some sort of sense of, I don't know. The backgrounds are surprisingly okay, but rather static. The control of the cars, it feels like you're trying to shift a brick, a piece of straw. That's quite challenging, by the way. The track notes themselves are, or is, I should say, extremely boring and bland. The challenge to quote the manual says some nonsense about the game being made realistic. The level of realism is down to don't smack into things so you don't lose speed. That is the level of realism added to this game. The worst part is actually the fact that the road scoring isn't awful. It's not, I mean, a game like the Cisco Heat, which had an awful score, and I, for some reason, found enjoyable. That was because there was a level of enjoyment in that game. It just doesn't exist in this. It's extremely bland. It's about as challenging as flushing your toilet. It's about as exciting as drinking cold, wimpy coffee. I mean, of course, once you got through all the challenges with one car, then you get the option to change to another car. And then once you've done the challenges, which doesn't change, with the second car, then you get to the third car, and then the fourth car. And when I played this game first time, I got halfway through it. By the third game, I'd completed it. Yeah, I'm very sorry about making these short videos. I try to avoid it, but you know what? When you have a game with as much content as this, then how can I can make it a 20-minute long video and just sit in here and talking about something else because there's nothing to talk about concerning the game. I read comments about this game where individuals were saying something along the lines of, well, it's a game from '87, we didn't have better. Well, we had a Commodore 64. We probably had an LCD game, which would have been more exciting than this. Later down the line, titles improved somewhat. Crazy Cars 2 is forgettable, but Crazy Cars 3 is actually not a bad game. But this first outing in Crazy Cars is extremely bland, extremely samey, extremely boring, and unfortunately it deserves its spot on Trashy Thursday. I want to re-emphasize that I actually wanted Titus to succeed, to do well. But when you throw something like this out to paying customers, how can you expect the paying customers to jump for joy and say, yes, well done, Titus? You earn a reputation for a reason, either good or bad, and it just never felt like Titus even bothered trying to gain a decent reputation with anything they ever released. On that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.